So, how does the resurrection, the power of the resurrection, affect us today? But beyond that, why does it give us the place to share the story? As we just discussed, if you are a Christian, a disciple of Jesus Christ, we're supposed to be witnesses. Jesus has asked us to be this, but it can be scary. It can be difficult. How does the resurrection give us the confidence we need to go and share the story? Well, for those of you ladies listening, you might have not heard anything I said because I have, yes, a Tory Burch purse right up here. And yes, it's a nice purse, and it relates to the story that I'm about to share. You see, about 2 years ago, my Aunt Gail asked me, hey, would you be willing to help me sell a Louis Vuitton large bag or purse because I don't need it anymore. The thing had not been used at all. Would you help me sell it on eBay? I said, yeah, sure, of course. I can do some research and help you sell that. And so I go and she brings it. And as we're doing research, we find that if it's a knockoff, not a real one, then it's maybe worth $200 or $300 because it's still a really nice purse. But if it's the real deal, it could be worth $3,000. So how do we know if it's the real deal, we ask? Well, we look online and we find that Louis Vuitton, for any of you that know, has a singular code printed and embossed inside of the purse or somewhere on the purse that shows its identity. So we began to look for that. We looked everywhere. I mean, we turned this thing upside down. It's probably twice the size of this one. We're looking all over the place. We open it up and we're looking in every zipper, every pocket, under every tab. Man, we didn't actually find it for about 3 hours. We didn't necessarily fully know what we were looking for. We kind of did, but it took us a while. And the whole time, at one point, we just said, you know what? This might not be the real deal. But we decided to go back and give it another look. And imagine our surprise and our joy when we flipped up a tab and there underneath was a stamp in the leather. It was an identifier that verified that this bag was in fact real. And when we saw it, we began jumping up and down and dancing and celebrating. But ultimately, that stamp verified 3 things about the bag. It verified its worth, it verified its origin, and it verified its singular identity. The resurrection of Jesus Christ in the gospel story fulfills this same purpose. The resurrection is the stamp of authenticity. It's the verification that Jesus was who he said he was. It's the verification that everything that he had done, everything he had claimed to be, it was all true. It was the verification of all this. And it's the verification that we have a true story to tell. That what we are witnesses to is of great worth. And this is something that's difficult, isn't it? We ask ourselves, do we have a $200 bag or a $3,000 bag? Do we have a story of great worth? And a lot of times I find that there's Christians asking this question, saying, you know what? I haven't really believed the resurrection of Jesus like I should. I'm treating this $3,000 bag like a $200 one. Because the resurrection of Jesus and how that applies to me and the truth of it and how God's impacted me, I'm not living out of that every day. And guess what? When we go to share the gospel with others, they feel it. They sense that we're treating it like just another bag. You might be listening to this and say, yeah, I'm not a Christian. But I have been looking for that stamp of authenticity. Can I encourage you today? It took me 3 hours of turning that bag inside out every which way. I had to scour every single part of that bag. And in the grand canvas of time, yes, Jesus' resurrection seems like a singular small stamp, doesn't it? But that stamp means everything. Because it provides, yes, it's worth. It shows that this thing is of value, that you can give your all to it, because that's what Christ is asking. But also it shows his origin. Jesus claimed to be from heaven, the Son of God, come from on high. The resurrection proved it. And it proved that we can boldly go forth and say so. And finally, Jesus' singular identity. Man, to claim to be the Son of God is a big deal. Not everybody rises from the dead every day. Not everybody makes the claims that Jesus made. And when they do so, they're either a liar, a lunatic, or they are a Lord. And can I tell you, this Jesus that I serve, I believe from the very depths of who I am, truly was and is who he says he is. He truly is Lord, that he truly came for you and I, and that we can truly be bold and courageous about him. We can take this gospel to the ends of the earth, just as we were asked to, and that we can confidently love others, that we can treat this gospel like the true $3,000 bag that it is, one of great worth and truth and importance. You might say, still, Jonathan, as a disciple of Jesus, as a Christian, it's been hard. It's been difficult. I don't know sometimes if I have the courage to share. Let me just encourage you to make the reality of the resurrection closer to the center of your faith. When you wake up in the morning, allow yourself to dwell on it. Allow yourself to sit and thank God that he did all that he did, that he came for you and I. Because if the truth of the resurrection is something that's just on the periphery of what you believe, and it's not central to who you are and to your faith, you will not have the courage to share it. But in addition to that, you might find, just like we see here in our passage in 1 Corinthians, you might find that how you feel about Jesus doesn't feel like he's truly been raised. You might feel like your preaching isn't of worth or your witness. That's why we so desperately need to trust in this gospel and to take the truth of the resurrection to heart. I don't know where you stand here today, whether you're a Christian that needs to remember the value of what you hold, or if you're someone that's saying, I need to dig a little deeper. I need to research. I maybe need to go and pick up Dr. Rice Brooks' book, Man, Myth, and Messiah, and take a look at, how does this resurrection really prove that this Christian faith is all that it says it is? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want another young woman like that young lady at UCLA walking around saying, yeah, I've heard the story before, and it did not impact me. I don't want another one. I want everyone that hears the gospel from me and from all of you. I want every single person to walk away saying, wow, that's someone that has truly been impacted and that is a true witness of Jesus Christ. Thank you.